I think we're pretty good. I think.
All right, we're definitely live. I'm not sure why it's not going back to my overlays and I can't see anything, but we will try and skip out of that. Okay, I'm not sure what's going on. Just all right, not sure what's going on there. This is awkward. Oh, there we go. All right, we're back. I finally found it. All right, the camera's hopefully going to sort itself out in a second when I stop moving, and we should be good with some luck. Okay, it's really struggling. Ah, there we go. All right. It's found itself. All right, hello and welcome to Fantasy Premier League, the D in its journey. This is the live deadline day stream for Game Week 9. I am joined with my mate Daniel. What's your team called again?
Diesel United.
Diesel United. No, he's just plugging himself because that's his brand. So Diesel, tell the fans a bit about yourself.
This is my first season FPL. I'm actually doing pretty well. Actually learning heaps of things from this guy, obviously. He talks a lot, but it's some good content, as you know. Just loving the football, obviously. United fan, as you can see.
Yeah, I'm not as keen to play. I'm not as keen to wear that shirt after the disappointing result overnight again against Fenerbahce. Yeah, that was just disappointing in and of itself. So look, where should we start with fantasy this week? What have you done any transfers this week, Diesel?
I'm actually rolling for this week. Waiting for 2 transfers next week.
That's fair. Look, I backed up what I said in my differentials video, and I have bought in out 8 Nori. I bought him in before he went up in price overnight. So I'm quite excited by the fact that he's increased my team value. I've still got 2.1 million in the bank, which is a lot of money to leave in the bank. But I couldn't justify making any other transfers this week, and I suppose we'll get into that very shortly when we do flick over to the thing. But if you are there and you want to get involved in the comments, please write a comment. We are going to try and answer them all. We are on slightly limited technology today because I'm not at home and I don't have my other screen, so I can't actually see what's in the chat. So I've loaded up something else. So hopefully people that are joining, you'll be able to do that. I am actually trying to actively get my phone to load the stream so I can actually type in there. But unfortunately, this is the technology I have available. We are running this off the laptop, and I do apologize if the voice doesn't sound as normal or as clear as normal because, it's just one of those unfortunate things. And I am desperately trying to find out. Oh, here we go. I can join the chat. Here we go. All right, so I can write in there, I think. All right. Hello, everyone. Let's see if that works. All right, yes, I can type in the chat. All right, I've got it sussed. My phone's working. I've got 36% battery. We're good. All right, let's get into what's going on this game week. So I will quickly change the screen, and hopefully we'll go from there. As I said, I'm running this off a laptop. The laptop is not the same as my computer at home. So there we go. All right, we should hopefully that changes in a second. And I'm still waiting to see if it's changed to the right screen. Hopefully it does. All right, there's a little bit of a delay there. But all right, so this is my team currently speaking for this game week. Yes, it has done what I thought. Brilliant. All right, so we are in business. I have made the decision this week to bench the same players I benched last week. However, actually, I should go to pick team because that will make a bit more sense because it's still saying Harwood Bellis in there from last week. Harwood Bellis is gone. He is gone out of the team. He is never coming back. See you later. Southampton don't keep clean sheets, and you can't bet on him scoring a goal or whatever. So he's gone. So last week I called it right. Smith Rowe and Robinson started on my bench for Rodgers and Watkins last week. This week, they obviously aren't playing each other. And I bought in Out Nori for 8 Nori. Is it 8 Nori or Out Nori?
Out Nori.
Out Nori. I bought in Out Nori for Harbour Bellis, so that way I didn't have to play the Leicester double-up defence, because last week it stuffed me. As they conceded twice to Southampton in 20 minutes. It was one of the most depressing things I've ever seen. And I was like, I can't believe I've played double up. But it didn't matter because they got the same points as the people on the bench anyway, so who cares? So 8 Nori's in for me. That's my one transfer. That's all I've got available. And that's the team I'm rolling. I'm not playing triple captain. Have you played your triple captain?
Nah, no way.
Nah. Why haven't you played it? I hear people talking about whether they want to play triple captain or not. What's going on with that?
Yeah, I feel like right now no one's firing. Haaland, there's no service. No one's like feeding him anything. His form is horrible. His form is disgusting. So why would you play it? Why would you play it?
Couldn't agree more. Yeah, I don't know. I've heard other people talking about triple captaining Haaland. We've actually just come from FPL Raptors stream to where people are talking about triple captaining Foden. If you are someone that's contemplating triple captaining Foden, you're either a brilliant person that can read into a crystal ball and see something that I definitely can't see.
He won't score a hat-trick. He won't score a hat-trick.
Will he get on the field? That's the question. Will he get on the field? I don't know. I actually don't know if he'll get on the field. I mean, he started Champions League. He hasn't started back-to-back games this season from my knowledge. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty confident he hasn't started back-to-back games this season, which makes me think that the chances of him starting are 50-50. But City have injuries. And we've just looked at Pep's conference or whatever. So there's no Grealish. There's no Kevin De Bruyne, apparently. And there's a few other injury issues in there as well.
No
Doku as well. So you'd think that Phil Foden probably starts in a wing position this game week. I'm not 100% sure, but
you better play him as a 10, but we'll see.
Yeah, well, I like Phil Foden in that Cole Palmer role.
Yeah,
he's a lot more beneficial in that particular role. I don't think you get as much out of him playing him on the wing, but that's just my opinion. But Cole Palmer, though.
Cole Palmer. Another story.
I'm excited for him this week. Yeah. I wasn't excited for him last week, and I actually thought that he probably should have returned something against Liverpool. He had some good opportunities. I think this game week, though, Newcastle are a team that used to be a hard team to play against, but they just don't play very well, and they're away from home, and Newcastle don't track well.
You can score goals against Newcastle. Last time he scored a hat-trick, didn't he?
He did something.
He did something.
I mean, the next two fixtures are juicy. I mean, last year against Manchester United was one of the weeks I didn't captain him, and I feel like I might have picked Haaland that game, and he did nothing. And Palmer got like 15 points, and I was like, "Are you kidding me?" And like everyone else had captained Palmer, and I was the only one in our league that didn't captain him. I was like, sometimes you just read them, and it's just a mare. So look, there's not much you can really do about that. You just got to hope for the best. But yeah, so that's what I'm going with. There are lots of captaincy options. We'll get into them in a little bit, but we'll start with the big news. So one of our guys, Tom, bless his soul, he had Saka in his team. So there's been lots of news and rumours about what's going on with Saka over the last week. Arteta was very positive about him last week, about his injury evolving, and everyone thought, that means that he's probably going to play against Bournemouth. It hasn't been seen in the Champions League. There's rumours going around that, he has been seen in training, but there's no guarantee that
Or in the hotels. He's in the hotels.
Yeah. Like, is he...
No one cares about that.
Whoever's at the Arsenal hotel, if you could just send that through to the people who've got Saka on their team, because I'll tell you a story. So one of our friends, Tom, he had Saka in his team, and because he thought that Saka wasn't going to be in the lineup, he has made the transfer. Before listening to Ange Postecoglou's press conference, he went Saka to Son, and then he's read that Son is probably likely at this point not to be playing for Tottenham. And Ange is normally one of those managers that hits a straight back. If he's saying he's not playing or he's a doubt, he's probably not playing. Whereas Arteta, it's really hard to read. Like Arteta this week was very negative in terms of Saka being available against Liverpool, which makes you think he probably will play. But we'll see. Well, the proof will be in the pudding. So he's actually made the transfer to Son. Realised that Son isn't able to play. He's now taken a -4. I still can't believe he's taken a -4. I would have just rolled with it. He's taken a -4 to
Foden.
to bring in Foden. And I said, you made a -4 to bring in Foden, who could potentially start on your bench. Like, that just makes no sense to me. What did you think of the move?
Stupid. Just wait.
It is. It's just dumb. It's just dumb. Yeah, look, if you are watching along, if you've got any questions, you want to know who to play this week, whack them in the chat. We will get to them. I've got it here on my phone, so I will be looking and checking the chat. And I'll whack the lead code in there as well if you're interested at some point when I get a chance. But look, so that is my team. Let me know as well if you think Fulham players should be on the field. I just don't think they're going to go very well against Everton. Everton seem to have hit a good patch of form. Their defence seems to be a lot better, and Jared Braithwaite's about to come back in as well.
Yeah, it's solid.
And I prefer Dwight McNeil over Smith Rowe. Smith Rowe's just looked a little bit off at the last few weeks, so I'm backing in Dwight to outperform him. You reckon I'm on the money?
Yeah, I reckon.
So we are going to a couple other things. There's a couple of content creators out there today have been saying that Trent's under an injury cloud. Like, the dude plays 80 odd minutes and then gets taken off. That does not mean he's under an injury cloud. It just means it's called game management. I wouldn't be too concerned if I was a Trent owner. I'm definitely not concerned. As I said, I'm hoping for a 0-0 draw between Arsenal and Liverpool, because that means I get maximum points. That's all I care about. And it means that Salah, Diaz, and all those other players aren't returning, and I don't have any of them. So if there's something I want, it's just a clean sheet. A 0-0 draw I'll take quite comfortably. No problem at all. So we're going to go to Diesel's team really quickly to talk about his team. So we're going to go to the leagues. Here we go. And all right, so if you do want to join, the league code is LDV6FK. I'm just going to write that in the chat. LDV6FK. I'm pretty sure I've spelled that right. Yep, that looks pretty good. It's a bit harder doing this on my phone compared to my new normal computer, but that is the lead code if you want to join. And versus, we've had someone come in and overtake me in the lead, so that's great because I'm sick of leading, so good on him. But Diesel's actually doing pretty well for himself. For a bloke that's never played fantasy, he's on 472 points for the season, and this is his team. So he actually outperformed me last week. He got 49, man. That's pretty good effort.
Guardiola, mate. It's Guardiola, my boy.
Yeah.
Croatian lad.
Talk us through your team.
Yeah, so basically last week I took a -4 for some reason to get Isaac. For some reason
Make 2 transfers.
I made 2 transfers last week. I put in Guardiola, which was good because then it got a price rise. And he scored
big.
Fucking scream with his right foot.
He did.
He's actually plays left back. He scores screamers with his right foot. Actually, my dad, we're Croatian, so had to show my dad the goal. He absolutely loved it. So, yeah. And then, I brought in Salah a couple weeks ago when I did my wild card, just because of this return. And he finally returned after 3 games, and Rogers is Rogers.
How good has he been?
This is amazing. Plays number 10.
Look at his stats. His stats are amazing. When did you get him? What game did you bring him in?
I brought him in
I brought him in for the Everton one. So after the first 3 game weeks, I said his XG...
Yeah, I reckon the Wolves or Ipswich, one of those...
was way better than Onana, and it is. It still is. Onana's done nothing. He's actually injured at the moment, I think. I'm not 100% sure.
Why would you put a number 6 in your team when he won't get a return? That's it.
Yeah, he gets a goal. It's like one of them weird ones, like Gabriel. I was saying to people, he averages about 5 goals a season. So once he's had his 5 goals,
That's
no,
it.
he's already had
That's-
2 of
it's
them.
2.
Like, he started the season very well. Let's not be kidding ourselves. He's been very good. But the last 3 weeks, they've been poor. But Rogers, though, started at 5 mil. He's now up to 5.4 million, which is insane. He's actually, for a bloke that I thought, he'll just hover around the 5 mil mark. He's not as good as Palmer last season, let's be honest. Palmer last season at that price point was insane, but he's doing some good
Yeah,
stuff.
but you know the funniest thing is they're actually best friends.
What do you mean? Rogers and
Palmer. So
Oh, yeah.
the whole story behind this, Rogers did it first, and then Palmer did it after in the same game week, and was like, "I'm going to do the cold celebration," and that's how Cold Palmer got his name, because they're actually best friends and they played together.
There you go. But look, people are kind of concerned, and I'm also kind of concerned, which is why Villa's run does get hard.
Spurs, Liverpool.
Like Bournemouth are home this week, and I obviously have the double up. I have Watkins and Rogers. There's a world where Rogers potentially becomes a premium because, can he keep this run going against the better teams? I'm not sure. Villa are playing amazing football. Let's be honest. They're playing fantastic football. I wouldn't hesitate to bring them into the team.
Even in Europe.
Yeah.
In Europe. Phew.
Well, they're sitting top of the Champions League group. That says it all. That says all you need to know. They are in a hot run of form. Duran actually started in the Champions League, which makes me think that Ollie Watkins will hopefully be nice and fresh for this game week, which makes him a really enticing prospect against Bournemouth. Bournemouth don't have the best underlying numbers in terms of defensive capabilities, so hopefully we have a few more returns
I think there's going to be
from the 2 boys.
A lot of attacks by both of them, I reckon. Both teams.
Yeah. Now, a player that you've got, and I've been very critical of, because Alan also has this bloke. Who am I talking about?
Eze.
Now, let's just pull him up, just so people are wondering what's going on here. Eze has been horrible. He has returned once in 8 weeks. How do you still have him in your team?
I don't know.
Please explain.
I don't know. I just he's a good price point, but
he was.
He was. He's gone down a little bit. But in a few weeks, definitely getting him out. Have to get him out somehow, and definitely want Palmer. Saka. I used to have Saka. Saka's just beast.
Yeah.
Always just consistent. That's what you need. Consistency.
Well, that's the reason why. That's why all these premiums are doing so well. Because they have the off week. They have the one odd week where they don't do anything. Palmer last week was a case in point. But then every other week they're normally returning, getting some sort of returns, and it's hard to just play it's like bingo. You got the bingo card. You can't have them all.
Nah.
You just got to hope that you have them for more of the weeks than you don't have them for, if that makes sense. Yeah. But Eze, I'm surprised he's still in your team. If there was a transfer, I was looking at, how much money you got in the bank here?
0.2.
0.2. And Eze costs 6.7. Wow, you can't even turn him into someone decent.
You can't turn him. You have to get rid of somebody.
You want to know what I would actually do?
Isaac, and then...
How much is Isaac worth now? Is he still worth 8? Or is he dropped?
Dropped.
8.3. Oh, well, he cost 8.5
He was 8.5 at the start.
All right, he's dropped as well.
Yeah.
I did well to get rid of him when I did. What I reckon I would do is I would drop Isaac, who's 8.3, to Strand Larson, which would free up 2.8 million. And then you can whack that on Eze, and that gets you to 8. Well, you could get to Phil Foden. Which should be quite funny, really. You could get to Phil Foden with that. I'm not sure if that's what you want to do, but it's definitely something you could do. I don't mind your bench. Your bench is good. Oh. And you're playing 8 Nori this week, aren't you?
Romero.
Instead of Romero. And that's it, eh?
Yeah,
you haven't made a transfer yet?
No. Keeping Haaland captain.
All right. If you have a look at this team, he hasn't made a transfer yet. He's thinking about it. What would you do? He's got 0.2 million in the bank. Let us know. I still reckon I'd get rid of Eze. I actually think I would save 0.5 million, and I'd go with an absolute... One of my differentials I pointed out, Kulusevski from Tottenham. I reckon he could get some serious returns over the next few weeks. and he looked good. He's rested. I don't think he played last night either. I'd have to go back and check, but I'm pretty sure he didn't play last night. So one thing we do cover here is the Fantasy Premier League Challenge. Now, I only touch on this briefly because it's, some people play it, some people don't. You're probably not really here to listen to us waffle on about Fantasy Premier League Challenge. However, I think it's relevant because the mystery chip. Now, what do you think the mystery chip is, Daniel? What do you think? What do you think it's going to be?
I don't know. I reckon like another. Use the vice captain for some reason. Let's do that. Let's do. You get double points for your vice captain. That would be cool.
As well as your captain.
As well as your captain. I like that one because I feel like the vice captain needs to be used more.
Yeah, they never get used.
It never gets used.
It's rare they get used. Rare. Yeah.
Unless my friend last week, he had Saka as his captain and vice captain Salah. And then
that's probably
that's
beautiful.
Time.
That's when that happens, you know that the fantasy gods are smiling on your ass. That's essentially what's happening there. They are smiling on your ass. If you've got your captain on Saka and he doesn't play, then your vice captain pops off like that, you're on to a winner, 100%. Look, Cole Palmer, Darren's just joined. What is this piss? Well, Darren, we're here to provide you with some updates, mate. Phil Foden is going to start on the bench. Can you please confirm with a screenshot that you've played your triple captain? Just for the masses out there. We would like to know. We think you're full of shit. It's the honest answer.
So the backstory is Darren's actually versing Darius.
Oh, yes, so we'll go to that league. Now. Darren likes to think that he is the better fantasy manager. However, hold on. We'll get into the league here. There we go. So we do play each other, and Darren's score this season has been relatively poor.
Oh, no.
And he's coming off a loss last week where he got spanked by Jono, who hasn't changed his team all season. So that tells you how well Darren's going. And let's have a look. This is his team currently. So he's sitting. Wow, I shouldn't have done that. Sorry, Darren. He's sitting at currently ranked 4,100,000. I don't know. I can't read the numbers because they're that far down. But I can't deal. This is too funny. Why is it not showing me his points? All right, there we go. So he had 30 points last week. He had a massive game week last week, 30 points. And look, I'm not really too threatened by his team, to be honest. I don't know where his points are going to come from. He's got Solanke, who doesn't get involved in the attacks. He's got Havertz, who's probably not going to do anything against Liverpool. You wouldn't have thought. Particularly if Saka doesn't play, I can't see Havertz doing it.
That's why I got rid of Havertz.
Yeah. He has got Cole Palmer, but I've got Cole Palmer. He's got Mbeumo, I've got Mbeumo. He's got Rodgers, I've got Rodgers. So it's Dwight McNeil against Phil Foden. I'm backing in my boy, Dwight McNeil, to outscore Foden. I reckon Dwight McNeil could get a couple of goals at home to Fulham, is the honest answer. You're not going to play triple captain on Foden, mate. You're talking shit. I don't believe it. I'll believe it when I see it in about 2 hours' time. And then I'll be like, he played it. And I'll be like, I'll laugh so hard if you've played triple captain on Foden and he starts him on the bench. That would just sum it all up perfectly, really. It would actually be mint if that happened. He's got Erling Haaland. You've got Lewis in the back line. I actually think Lewis might start on the bench. I was talking to Diesel about this before. Rico Lewis, I think, is a minutes risk this week. Guardiola didn't start in the Champions League, neither did Diaz. And I think he's due for a rest. He's played all the games for the last little bit. I think that potentially he might be off.
Ake will be playing, right?
Well, potentially.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think Guardiola comes in and then Ake might go to right back.
Yeah.
And then Diaz comes in for Akanji. Akanji could go to right back. And then Diaz comes in with Stones in the centre. I'm not sure. I just can't see Rico Lewis starting this week, which makes me think it's a minute risk. However, you should still play him anyway, so that way it's a guaranteed win. And and then Van de Ven. I've talked about the Tottenham defence. There's a reason why I got rid of Pedro Porro. Tottenham do not keep clean sheets. If you're after clean sheets, you've come to the wrong spot. Don't get Tottenham defenders. They just can't defend at all. Now, Bob is on his wild card this week. And he sent me a team. And we're going to pull it up. Yeah, I'm not going to pull that up because it's going to cut to that screen. However, we are going to go back and have a look at Bob's team. And I'm going to explain what he has done.
Let's see.
He's watched a couple of my videos, so give a shout out for that because he is paying attention to what's going on. So Bob is actually sitting quite nicely in the league. He's down in
below me.
Well, yeah, he's in 9th place, but he is playing his wild card after what was a dreadful week for Bob. So Bob got 22 points. So if you thought you had a crap game week last week, his players averaged exactly 2 points per player. That's just
Areola
unbelievable.
and
I mean, that's unlucky. So he had Saliba, who got him a -3. Areola got him a -1. And then Anderson also got sent off, got a -2. That's
red.
What are the odds of having a team that gets 3 red cards in a game week? That's just fantasy doesn't like you if that happens. 3 red cards in one game week. I've never heard of such nonsense. But that's why he scored 22 points. Now, his team is there, as you can see. Now, the changes he has made, this is what he's done. And I had a few doubts about a few things, and Darren will tell you that when he did his wild card, I said, don't bring Foden in. He's not a regular starter yet. Yes, he ignored me, and he was going to bring in Martinelli instead. What happened? Martinelli popped off. What did Foden do? Sat on the bench, came on for 1 point. All right, so that's what happens when you follow advice. So, all right, so this is what Bob has done. So he's changed both his goalkeepers. So he's got rid of Areola and Henderson, and he's traded them out for Flecken and Sells.
Nice.
I don't mind that. That's a pretty good transfer, especially if he got rid of Areola before the price drop. That is, I tick that one off 100%. Now, his defence he's changed pretty completely. He's kept Konsa and Robinson in his team, but he's brought in Aina, Nori, and Guardiol for Saliba, Anderson, which makes sense, and Barco, because Barco's obviously not going to be playing all season. So good work there. In the midfield, he has ditched Jota, who is definitely confirmed out this week. If you're watching now, Jota is definitely not playing. That was announced in the Arnie Slot's press conference. So if you've got him, it's probably time to say goodbye. See you later. And he's also getting rid of Eze, which makes sense. Like Diesel probably needs to pay attention to that one. And he's getting rid of Saka as well. Now, Saka's still a little bit of injury cloud. It's still a little bit of mystery, cloak and daggers, what's going on with Saka. Hi, Christian. Thanks for the lol. Hopefully you're enjoying the show. If you've got a question about your team, whack it in there. We'll answer it. We'll have a look at it and we'll discuss it. So he's brought in Palmer, McNeil, and Johnson for those 3 players. I really like that.
Johnson's good.
But McNeil's my boy.
Yeah, McNeil.
McNeil's my boy. And Palmer, Palmer's going to be great. From game week 12, I think Palmer could pop off this week and next week particularly. So keep in mind of that as well. And then up front, we've got Haaland, Watkins, and Ndai. He's kept the same front line, which is interesting. I don't know what I told him that he should get rid of Ndai for Strand Larson. 0.1 million more. If you're in that boat, Strand Larson, you're coming for first place. Yes, baby, come for first place. We want people to compete for first place. That is what we're all about. Just having a bit of fun and just creating a bit of diddled. Wait, there's some good comments coming in here. Diddled. Yeah, 100% my diddled. Keep that coming. But yeah, so look, that team's crap. This team that he's got sounds a lot better. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, we'll get back to what is my team for this week, and we'll talk about some of the players I think potentially will pop off in this game week. And Mbeumo or Haaland captained. This is a really the whole captaincy debate. We were talking about this before we hopped on here, and I'm into my 4th beer in case that guy's wondering. Diddled, 100%. I'm 4 beers in. But this is when the quality comes out, and promise. Yes, lads. All right. Thank you very much. Hey, please like the video as well. That would definitely help us a lot. I like the stream. If you haven't subscribed yet, you know what to do as well. Press that button as well. Captain, and Mbeumo and Haaland. Now, I actually don't know who the captain this week. Like in my mind, I was thinking about this last night before I went to sleep, and I'm not sure what I think. I feel like Haaland could potentially get some minutes rested, which is concerning. Like you look at it, and on paper, Southampton are almost a free pass. I mean, like Man United went to Southampton and won 3-0, and we're United fans, and they made it look kind of hard, but they still won 3-0. Southampton is the fixture to target. However, the only concern I have is that the manager of Manchester City is Pep Guardiola. And you never know what that man's thinking. He could roll up with James McAtee playing centre forward and they'd still win against Southampton. But I do, it's Haaland for life, 100%, man. I think that, Haaland's my captain. You can see it on there. However, I could strongly consider playing Palmer as captain. If you've got Palmer, I actually think that Palmer could potentially score more points. I really think that the Newcastle team don't travel well away from home. Their defence looks very suspect. And I think that Cole Palmer could return quite heavily against him.
Yeah, but then you got Mbermo.
You can't even say his name. We can't say his name, man.
Mbermo.
Stupid. What a name.
But Wiss is in.
He is.
There's got so many other players that are going to support him to do well.
And he's on penalties.
He's on penalties as well. So.
And they've got an easy fixture.
Yeah.
They've got Ipswich at home.
So
Brian Mbeumo's got Ipswich at home with no Greaves at the centre-back position. Surely there's goals there. There has to be goals there.
Goals, all three players.
The only issue I have is I don't think Brian Mbeumo scores 2 goals. That's all. Pep said he's sticking Stones up top and then Haaland don't play. I like that. SK, keep those comments coming back.
He actually did say that. He said that in his last press conference. He was like, yep, doesn't matter. Stones will be up front. He'll still score a header.
Probably. He probably will. Probably score off a header. Phil Foden cross. You've got all of them. All right, so you've got Palmer and Mbeumo and Haaland. So you're in the same position I am. Yeah, as I said, at the moment, vice-captain Palmer and I've got captain on Haaland. Some people have asked whether you played the triple captain this week, and definitely not for me. It's not a triple captain week. Lots of people talked about it, but I know that Southampton are like cannon fodder, but City had an easy game midweek. I wouldn't be surprised if they only won by like 1 or 2-0. That's me saying it. They'll probably win by 8. But I don't know. It smells a bit of risky play there. That's what I personally think anyway. What do you reckon?
What, triple captain?
Yeah, no. Triple captain.
No way. No way.
I want to know, SK and Christian, you guys seem reactive in the chat. What do you guys reckon the mystery chip's going to be? What do you reckon the mystery chip is going to be? Because Diesel here reckons it'd be cool if they made it double points for vice captain and captain in the one game week.
Yeah.
My line of thinking is that, I was trying to think about it, because they've got the test labs going on at the moment, more points for passes completed this week and crosses. Do they bring in something like that and just the mystery chip is you can play it and you can pick whether it's shots on target or crosses or interceptions or whatever, get you more points that week. Could it be something like that? Something outside the box that gets people in? I'm not sure. That's just what I think. I think it'd be kind of cool because why are they doing all these test labs in FPL Challenge if they're not going to actually bring them into the game? Quadruple captain. Could you imagine?
Imagine that. Imagine Haaland scoring a hat-trick.
Double game weeks, baby.
Yeah.
Have you guys played your triple captains yet? That's what I want to know. Has anyone played their triple captains in this chat? Let us know. When you're
we know D-Tuck's playing his triple captain for
Yeah, Darren reckons he's playing it this week because he's playing me in the league, but I'm not convinced he's going to play it. But for me, it's definitely a hold. I haven't played any of my chips yet. Daniel's played his wild card in game week
3.
Game week 3. So he did it like a lot of the masses did in game week 3.
Half of mine were injured, so I had to.
Yeah, that's fair. I've been very lucky. None of my players have been injured yet. The closest I've had to a player missing for injury is David Raya when he was had to go looking in the hotel to see if he was still there.
But
Thankfully,
he was fine.
Thankfully, he was fine and he was good. But yeah, look, I'm not sure. I'm a double game week, yeah, triple captain player. Yeah, same. I'm 100% the exact same. If they've not got 2 fixtures, if they've not got 180
Yes.
minutes out there where they can shoot goals for me or create passes or do something.
It's going to be the double game week, but the only problem is with this year, obviously City will have a double game week because how far they go into all the competitions.
Well, potentially.
Potentially.
They might not go
Potentially.
that far. You
Depends
never
on
know.
how good Aston Villa are in the Champions League
Yeah, true.
or who they get drawn in.
Yeah.
Could be Real Madrid.
Yeah,
Next
double
round.
game week is king. Yeah, 100%. No chips until after game week 19. You do realise that if you don't play your wild card on game week 19, you lose the first one. That's the reason why I'm planning on using my wild card in game week 12, and then hopefully saving up 5 transfers for game week 19 where the fixtures change.
Hopefully.
Again. That's the plan.
That's what always happens.
I
Never
struggled to roll transfers. I've rolled transfers once this entire season, and I've just been chasing. Like, if I like a look of a player, I want to jump on their price. Like, my team value is through the roof, and I've got 2.1 million still sitting in the bank. Yeah. But there's risks and rewards to doing what I'm doing. Like, some weeks there's like 2 transfers I'd really like to do. But this week is one of them weeks where I'm glad I didn't have 2 free transfers, because I would have bought in Son if I'd had a second one, and I would have done it by now. And now it looks like he's not going to play. So I'm quite thankful that I didn't have 2 free ones, and because I weighed up the -4 and I just didn't think it was worth it. Yeah, sometimes it works out. What can I say?
Exactly. Wild card game week 19, you reckon?
Yeah, game week 19. Game week 19. Oh, game week 19 will be the wild card. Okay. Yep. I like that. I think the longer you can actually hold your wild card, the better off you are, because it allows you to assess which players. It gives you more, I don't know, more games to look at and go, is that player going to work in the short term? The fixtures do change as well after game week 19. I think I'm going to try and pull up the FDR here so we can actually have a quick look at it, because it is interesting to note. So the FDR game week 19, we have to go a little bit further over to where it starts changing. So game week 19, this is interesting. There's not that many hard games there. But if we go past game week 19, there are some teams that really open up. So Aston Villa have a pretty good run from game week 19 for the foreseeable future there. Chelsea, as you can see, they have an amazing run from game week 12 all the way through
Bang, bang, bang.
to game week 22. If you're not on Cole Palmer by game week 12, you're probably going to be paying a mini fortune for him. That's
Getting in.
That's your yearly ritual. I did that last year. So last year, Christian, I played my game week 19 wild card, and I tell you, I was 100 points clear in our mini leagues. I reckon I was definitely inside the top 50,000, and somehow that wild card stuffed my season. I'd like my team. I actually, on reflection, like looking back at the end of the season, I wish I'd just never played the wild card and let it go, because I made so many dumb decisions because I knew I had to play it or I lost it. Whereas this year, I'm like going, I kind of want to play it before game week 19, so that way I feel like, I played it and I don't feel like I have to play it. So I've got it scheduled in my head to play it in game week 12, only because of the fact that I really like some of the fixture runs that do turn from game week 12. Brighton, for example, are a team I really like the look of, but I don't want to bring in any Brighton players, even though they did really well against Newcastle last week before game week 12, because their run is horrid for the next few weeks anyway. We're just going to go up there and have a quick look at it. So it looks good there after game week 12, I'll tell you that much. But before then, they've obviously got Man City at home, Liverpool away, and obviously they've got the nice fixture this week with Wolves at home. But I just can't foresee myself bringing them in until game week 12 when they've got a really good run from there.
And you want Joe Pedro.
Yeah, I know, you don't have to use it, but it feels like a waste if you don't use it, if that makes sense. Yeah, that's just how I always feel. I actually think the first season I ever played fantasy, I actually forgot to use it. I didn't realize you got 2 of them. So I was like, oh, I've got a wild card. When do I play this? And I played it, I don't know when I played it, like game week 30. And then someone said, oh, you get 2 of them. And I was like, what? I've only got 1. I've just used my first one. And they said, are you for real? I was like, well, where was that? Where was the person telling me I had to like play it early before I get the second one?
We're telling you now.
Who? Me or Daniel? We look like the cricketer Dan Christian. Dan Christian. Oh, that's probably me, actually. I probably do look like Dan Christian with the way my hair's a bit fluffy after I've given it a wash. I like that. I like that comparison. But look, game week 19, there are some really good fixture runs. That Chelsea, as I said, look absolutely fantastic. Moving down the ladder, even Man United. I hate talking about Man United. They're my team, but I can't justify selling anyone their assets because I don't know what they're going to do from game week to game week. It's so frustrating watching them. Like I don't know who you guys support, but watching Manchester United is it's like one of those things where you've got a wall and you just want to keep banging your head against the wall because you just get so frustrated. Like, for example, Eric Ten Hag playing Mazraoui
as a number 10.
As a number 10. I mean, like, is he going to do that in the Premier League? Because if he's doing that in the Premier League, he gets an assist or a goal. I want him in my team. But I can guarantee he's not going to do that in the Premier League. He's just doing it for a wind-up, just to wind us fans up. How he is still in a job is still beyond my imagination.
Yeah. Listen to Rue.
Well, yeah, he needs to just sack it in, really. Just resign. Get it over and done with. Yeah. What are your transfer plans for this week? Are you making any transfers? Are you rolling them? What are your plans moving forward? As I said, I've transferred in 8 Nori for Harwood Bellis, which I think is a pretty good thing there. That's my team from last week, but if we go to pick team, I have got in the 8 Nori instead of Harwood Bellis. I did get it before the price rise as well, so I got some extra team value in there as well, which I'm very happy about. Oh, this is an interesting one. 15 minutes. I've got Saka. I don't know whether to hold or go to Bruno Fernandes.
No, Bruno.
Look, let's talk FPL.
Bruno and his red cards. Come on.
No, he's not getting another red card. I wouldn't be concerned about that. Like, let's be honest.
He's just come back.
It's pure flukes. Let's talk FPL with Andy, the bloke that's on there. He's waffled on he takes about 40 minutes to talk about Bruno Fernandes every time he talks about him. I don't know how he can be that interesting. Look, at the end of the day, Manchester United have an easier fixture run coming up, which makes you think he's going to do something. They've got Ipswich and Leicester in that run, and they are teams to target in terms of conceding goals. And if Manchester United are actually going to score goals, Bruno Fernandes, as we saw last week, is likely to be involved.
Yep.
He's due a goal. I like it. For the next 3 weeks in particular, I think it's a solid play. I don't mind it at all. As I said, I haven't had Saka all season, and my plan was always to get him in game week 12. And the fact that he's still an injury risk moving into this weekend, I think 100%, I think that's a good move.
You get him.
Is my honest answer. Do it, please. No, I actually legit. He's a good option. Like, I know this. I'll pull him up here. I know the stats are disconcerting with Bruno, but that is because of the fact that Eric Ten Hag he's a clueless manager. What can I say? Where are we? Bruno Fernandes.
8.2.
So he's 8.2 as well. Like, you're saving some money there. So that's 1.8 million that you can then reinvest in a different player moving into next week, or if you've got a second free transfer doing it this week. Look, the stats don't lie. He's been pretty poor in general, but I have to get a bit closer, sorry. The underlying stats, he's actually done all right. Like, against Fulham, he had an XG of 1.22, 0.8 against Brighton. He didn't return in either of those games. So the underlying stats suggest that Bruno's still a good pick. And I mean, the one time he did get a return, which was last week, he had an XG of 0.17. So he's always going to play those passes. I think particularly with their fixtures over the next 5 weeks before they get to Arsenal, I think you'll see him return in at least 3 of those 5. Would be my guess. Yeah.
But West Ham.
The only thing I'd say about Saka is he's one of them players. Last week, Arteta said his injury is evolving and he didn't play like when he talked positively about it. This week, he's been much more negative about it, which makes you think that it's all mind games and he's going to play him. That's my guess. I actually don't know if that's going to be correct, but my guess would be that Saka potentially might play against Liverpool. However, I still prefer Bruno for the next 5 weeks compared to Saka, especially until game week 12. But you want to keep Bruno for game week 12 because they've got Ipswich.
Ipswich and Everton.
Yeah, they're good fixtures. They're good fixtures. I mean, like the Bruno run is pretty good. Man United's run's good. I would actually look at Manchester United defenders. I think they'll keep Onana's the best goalkeeper in the game at the moment. He's kept the most clean sheets. And I think that I don't know if they'll keep a clean sheet against West Ham away or Chelsea, but the 3 after that, Leicester, Ipswich, Everton, I think he keeps clean sheets in all 3. Would be my guess. And he'd get you 18 points over those 3 weeks.
Just not this one and definitely not Chelsea.
Yeah, I mean, like David Raya, who's sitting in my team, has been the biggest waste of a transfer ever.
It's when you bought him in and fucked it all up.
It did. To be honest with you, I brought him in after he'd had that good run. I was like, man, everyone that's like catching me in points has David Raya in goal, and I have Dean Henderson, and Henderson is crap. However, since I brought him in, I've had the curse of death. So he's done nothing since I brought him in. So I have had him for Leicester, Southampton, and Bournemouth. I've had him for 3 weeks for a grand total of 4 bloody points. Not good enough. Salah, Foden, Mbeumo, Palmer, Buenade, Haaland, and Raul, my team. Ooh, that's a bit juicy. Is that the 7 you're starting? That's a really good front 7.
Probably no one in defence.
Well, yeah, you've got Haaland, Salah. That's about 28 million there. And then Foden, which takes you up about 35, and Mbeumo, 42. Palmer, that takes you up to 53. Bernardo, 58, because he's 5 mil. Well, yeah, the defence is pretty cheap. And the goalkeepers. I'd like to know what your defence in that are. Actually, I'll check. What's your team name? We'll have a quick look at it now. I want to see if I can find him. Hold on, let's go to the league and see if we can find his team. Let's have a look. All right, so we're looking for Christian. Oh, yeah, I see him. Oh, he's done well. He's up to 7. He came in the league. He's in 7th place. He's above you, mate.
Beat me.
You are beating him. Yeah. Oh, you 42 points last week. Let's have a look. All right, so we've got Sanchez in goal. I like Sanchez in goal this week. I think he'll keep a clean sheet, so I reckon you're good there. I reckon he's going to be fine. James Justin, yeah, I'm playing James Justin. Harvard Bellis, I'd be... All right, you've got a problem there. You need to make it... Oh, okay. You can bring Faze in. You're going to do what I did last week. You can have double Leicester defence, and I hope it goes better for you than it went for me last week, because last week it went no good. It went for 2 points. So hopefully that goes better. The midfield is nice. I'm not going to lie. That midfield is pretty delicious. Who's your third forward? Fraser. Who's that? Who is that guy? He must be 4.5 mil. 4.5, yeah. Have you got any money in the bank? I want to know if he's got any money in the bank. Let's see what he says. Yeah, I don't know. That's weird. I reckon. I like it though. It's a good team. That guy doesn't play, does he? He's a 4 million. Yeah, 4 million goalkeeper. Yep. I don't mind it though.
Are you really wanting like Raul?
Do you reckon Lewis will start this week? I think Lewis is going to get benched. I'm hoping he gets
benched. His only bench is like Hull Bellis.
Yeah.
That's the only problem.
And Barco, he hasn't played his wild card yet, I don't think. No. Oh, he doesn't care about defence. I agree. Defence is crap. Oh, you've got 0.9 in the bank. Okay.
Al Nori. Get out, Nori.
Yeah, I'd get out Nori as well. I'd bought in out Nori.
For
But
Harvey
he's
Bellis.
got Saka. He's thinking about Saka instead of Bruno. Oh, he's got Van de Ven. Oh, sorry. Van de Ven. And, okay. 15 minutes. Okay, so, sorry. SK was talking about Bruno.
Yeah.
And he's got Van de Ven off the bench if Saka doesn't play. Well, I don't like your chances of Tottenham keep a clean sheet, so that's an easy answer to that one. I wouldn't be too hopeful on him keeping a clean sheet. And then Jimbo the Daddy. Saka to Foden for free, or Saka to Palmer and Trent to Guardiola for a -4. Wildcard in Game Week 12. I'm also playing my wildcard in Game Week 12 to Jimbo the Daddy. Saka to Foden free, or Saka to Palmer and Trent to Guardiola. Oh.
Guardiola.
But he's having to trade Trent. He's having to take a -4 to do the second one. So it's either Saka to Foden for free, and he banks 0.8 mil for the next week, or he goes Saka to Palmer before Palmer continues rising in price, and then Trent to Guardiola. And Guardiola potentially could also rise in price if he has a good week this week.
I would go Palmer.
Yeah, I think I'd go Palmer as well. I think I'd take the -4. In that particular case, I think I'd take the -4.
And Trent versus Arsenal.
If I didn't have, I took a -4 to bring Palmer in 3 weeks ago, and I got him when he was 10.6. And the only reason why I took a -4 is because I could see that he was going to go up in price again. And if I hadn't done that move, I would be 0.3 million poorer off. So sometimes it's worth taking the -4, I think. I don't recommend it, but I've taken -4 twice this season and I'm still in the top 100K. So it can be done. You just got to work out whether it's going to fit your strategy. If you are wildcarding in Game Week 12, I have tried to limit myself since 2 weeks ago to only make one transfer a week leading up to Game Week 12. No problem. Hope you enjoyed that. Please like the video and you know what to do. Right, so Christian transferred Saka to Foden. See, the only thing I don't like about Foden, which is why I prefer the Palmer one, Pep Roulette is a thing. Palmer does not play in Europe, so he gets a rest midweek, so he is fresh every game week on the weekends. I don't think there's a better scenario. Like, he's literally getting rested so he can perform better in the league.
They didn't play midweek?
No, Chelsea do, but he has been left out of the squad, so he can't actually play until January, which is genius.
Yeah.
Because let's face it, Chelsea are going to cakewalk themselves through that anyway.
That's easy, eh?
So that's easy. Best 4.5 million player, pick one.
Out Nori.
Yes. Well, there's a caveat on that. It is out Nori for me. Other than the fact that he is one yellow card away from a ban. So he's on 4 yellow cards, but I've still transferred him in because of the fact that I think that he is the best 4.5 million defender at the moment. I mean, Justin I like, but he's done nothing since he's been in my team. And Robinson, I think, could be good over the next few weeks. Fulham have a really good run of fixtures. Pretty sure the cockroach just rolled itself under the table. But yeah, I think 8 Nori, 100%. Best 4.5 million defender at the moment. I'm not scared of the Foden power. Go to bed. It's past your bedtime.
Daddy can't talk.
Look, I think, Foden, I just can't see it happening, to be fair. I hope you have triple captained him. I will back my team in to beat yours if you have triple captained him. Harlan will probably beat you as captain with your triple captain on Foden. Diesel is sitting there going, mate, this dude has got the swagger on. He's ready to go. He's feeling it. That's what it is. So, by the way, the deadline is in exactly 35 minutes. So you've got 35 minutes to make your transfers. If you've got any questions about your team, Darren, are you actually making any transfers this game week? What are your plans? I've told you mine. You've seen my team. There it is. There's no surprises. I'm not making any more. I've got no free transfers left. So this is what you're getting, baby. 8 Nori in is going to destroy your ass against Brighton. What are you doing? Are you making any transfers? I don't reckon he is. I think he's pulling it. He's probably clocked off. He's probably like, he's going to be stressing about Foden, trying to make me do some weird triple captain before the deadline. It's not going to be happening. Foden is not a triple captain option. He's definitely not a triple captain option. I've made one transfer. Okay, congratulations on your one transfer. What have you done? Let's tell the crowd what you've done. We wait with bated breath. He probably won't respond. Who's your captain? Are you actually captaining Phil Foden?
I reckon he would, eh?
Let's have a look at the fixtures for this game week as well. So where do I think the goals are going to be? So the early kickoff, which is Friday night footballs, Leicester against Nottingham Forest. Now, I'm hoping for Woody Woodpecker to send Darren to sleep with some wood up his ass.
A good header.
Some Woody Woodpecker heading the ball in. A penalty would be nice as well. I can see it. I'd happily take Justin getting me 2 points if Chris Wood gets 2 goals. I think that'd be brilliant. Woody Woodpecker, I'd be scared of him, Darren, if I was you. Aston Villa against Bournemouth.
It's going to be a goal federation right there.
I reckon it will be. I reckon there's goals in that game.
Yeah,
I reckon
so many goals.
Villa. Actually, they're all 10 o'clock kickoffs. So the 10 o'clock kickoffs, Man City played Southampton in the 10 o'clock kickoff as well, which is a 3 p.m. kickoff in the UK for anyone that's in the UK that's watching this. Brentford against Ipswich. Surely that's goals for Mbeumo. Wissa, let's talk about Wissa. Wissa has dropped in price to 5.9 million. He looks like a fantastic option. He came off the bench last week against Man United. If he is starting, I think that he is a legitimate option, and Brentford's run is looking really good. Like, there's a reason why Brian Mbeumo is such a popular option, is because of Brentford's run coming up the next 4 or 5 weeks. Fantastic stuff. Wissa looks like a great option, and if he's back and he's fully fit, I think he's a lock in your teams. I wouldn't hesitate to bring him in 100%. Brighton against Wolves.
Wolves win that. Brighton have no attackers.
Wolves haven't won a game.
Oh. I don't know. But Brighton, there's no...
8 Nori goal. 8 Nori goal. 8 Nori goal.
On that left side.
The tuck.
Yeah.
I like it. 8 Nori goal. It's coming. Man City against Southampton. I think it's just a matter of how many goals.
5.
I think this game could be closer than most people think. I think potentially it might only be 1 or 2-0. But hopefully it's 2 goals for Haaland. Because everyone's captaining him. He can't. What are the odds of him going blank to blank to blank to blank? They've got to be remote.
If he blanks this one, he's out of my team.
That's fair.
He's out.
That's fair.
He's too many straws.
I actually want to talk about Haaland here. So he is in my team. So we're just going to quickly go here. I actually think Haaland's a sell after this game week. Now, I was sitting there in my head going, what am I on about? I've been banging on about how good this bloke has been all season long. Surely he is not a sell. How can he be a sell? But he's been poor. And Kevin De Bruyne not being in the team.
Yeah.
Oh, he's pulled the trigger. Bruno. He's our Portuguese Magnifico. Yes, he is. He's going to score your goal. What's my team value? Okay, let's have a look. So my team value is actually pretty good. I do have 2.1 million in the bank. Now I have to quickly remind myself how to get into here. Game week history. All right, so my team value is 102.6. So that's of game week 8 being played. 102.6, and I have 2.1 in the bank after this game week. So I've done very well. I've only had one player all season drop in price on me, and that was Kulusevski. And I'm thinking about bringing him back in potentially because I think he can make me that money back. So yeah, that is my team value. It's I'm pretty happy with my team value. It's been pretty good considering I have jumped on the players at the right time. So yeah, that's what I've done there. Yeah, you did. You've done very well. You have picked some amazing. He's picked players literally the week before they popped off. This guy. So your transfers, I pay very, very, very strong attention to. Buonate, I think, is a fantastic option from Leicester. What an option. I was like, who the hell is this guy? And then I went back to his team. So we'll quickly go back to the leagues here. And so here, hold on, no, that's the wrong person. And go back to, yep. I have to think. I've got a few different leagues now. So, yeah, there we go. So I was like, who the hell is this guy?
Yeah, that guy.
And I was like, he cost 5 mil. I was like, this dude's dirt cheap. And like, his returns are amazing. Like he scored
6.
game week 2, game week 3, game week 6, game week 7, game week 8. If you played him on field those 3 weeks, you're like laughing. He's done better than Morgan Rogers. And Morgan Rogers costs more. And
7.
the only thing I don't like is he's got Nottingham Forest this week. And Nottingham Forest they're just really good defensively.
Yeah,
like they are super
solid,
good defensively.
solid.
I wouldn't be backing in Leicester to score this week, to be honest. But Ipswich the week after, oh baby, he's looking good. He'd be a good 5 mil option on the field next week, 100%. And then they've got Manchester United, and you just, as I said, you never know what you're going to get with United. They could be brilliant and keep a clean sheet, or they can be crap and concede multiple goals. So it's just the luck of the draw. It's a matter of what did Ten Hag say in the dressing room? Was anyone paying attention? And if they come out looking like no one was paying attention, they're going to be crap. If they came out looking like something went in one ear, they can sometimes look all right defensively. They're still not very good offensively though. So the other games, sorry, that was last week. So go back here. And the other games, Everton, Fulham, on my boy Dwight McNeil against Smith Rowe. It's the second week in a row I've had a player that's playing in my team versus Fulham and my Fulham assets on the bench. Let me know in the comments if you think that I've got it right. Am I right in leaving Smith Rowe and Robinson on the bench again this game week instead of Dwight McNeil, who's in my team and doing amazing things? So I just can't see. It's Everton at home. Everton look better defensively. I just think that Fulham, I don't think they're doing anything. I don't think they're scoring this week. I think Everton keep a clean sheet. I said Jordan Pickford was a good pick and goal, and he's kept 2 clean sheets on the bounce. I think he might make it 3.
So it might, yeah.
I think that potentially could be a real door here. Chelsea against Newcastle. Yeah.
I reckon 3-1. Palmer.
I just think Palmer pops off in this game. Every time I just look at it.
And
I just looked at
Jackson.
I looked back at the Newcastle game against Southampton at the start of the season, and Southampton were destroying them. And they were so lucky that they went down to that they won that game of football. It was just insane how they actually won that game. It was pure fluke. And then a few games after, they weren't playing well either. Cole Palmer, I think, can 100% pop off here. 100% pop off. Oh, you thought the deadline was at 6? No, I've got another 27 minutes until deadline. So if you've got any more questions, whack them in there. I'm not panicking. I'm pretty comfortable with my team. I'm normally, whenever I do my team selection videos, I've already made my team. That's what I'm going to do. I don't change it before the deadline unless I'm on holiday. So this week I actually pre-recorded those videos when I was at my house. I'm currently staying in Perth away from my house, which is why this looks like a lot different, the setup at the back. But yeah, I actually pre-recorded most of that stuff. But I'd made the decision to make out Nori in my team a few days ago, so I just whacked it in when I made the videos, and I'm sticking with it. So, you're not going to get any dodgy late decisions from me telling you one thing in a video and then pulling something out of my ass before the deadline. I'm locked in. Fulham players are sitting on the bench. That's where they're staying. I just don't think. Next week, I think I've got a decision to make because Fulham have a much nicer fixture and I think potentially they can come in. But this game week, I'm leaving my Fulham assets on the bench. So, yeah, Chelsea, I think Palmer probably pops off there. Now, Palace against Spurs. This is a fixture I'm concerned I don't have any Tottenham players in my team.
Mm.
But I'm glad I don't have any Tottenham defenders in my team.
Okay.
Maybe Eze finally gets a return here because Spurs
Who
don't keep
knows?
clean sheets.
No, that second game when Eze played, what was the second one? That free kick
Oh, yeah.
got disallowed.
Yeah,
That was insane.
that was unlucky.
That was about it. That's it.
He hasn't done much
That's
else.
all he's done.
Yeah. Yeah, no, he hasn't done much else. But, yeah, look, I just think that, I think Spurs win this, but I'm not sure by how much. And Sun being out makes me think it's going to be a closer game than what it would have been if
2-1.
Sun was playing. I think if Sun plays in this game, which it's highly unlikely that he will, from all reports, it's likely that he won't be playing. I think that he would have popped off. I would have had him firmly in the captaincy option against Crystal Palace. Firmly in it. But now the fact that apparently he is probably more likely not to be playing, I think that he's not in. And I think Spurs won't win by as much. I think they'll still win. But it wouldn't surprise me if Palace scored a couple of goals. Even though they haven't really been scoring, but I think they might. And if they do, Eze will be involved.
Especially Spurs, they let goals in like it's like just let them in.
They do. The second biggest game of the weekend, West Ham versus Manchester United. Now, I don't even know what to think about this game. Part of me thinks that Jared Bowen's going to pop off. Now, I didn't put him in my differentials video, and the only reason why I didn't put in Jared Bowen in this video is because Kudos got himself sent off and he's missing the next 3 games, and I don't know how that affects Jared Bowen. However, I do believe that Jared Bowen is a fantastic differential, particularly this week. He likes playing Manchester United. He scored against them last season. I remember it very, very fondly because I was playing Darren this time last season when we were playing West Ham. I had Jared Bowen in my fantasy team, and as much as I hated the fact that he scored, I loved it because he was in my team and he wasn't in Darren's. Now, Jared Bowen's gone under the radar. He's dropped 0.1 million to 7.4, but he's actually been going all right. So he's returned in 4 out of the 8 game weeks, and he obviously had that big one against Ipswich. His XG says that, he probably should be getting more than what he's been delivering as well. I think he's a really good option. West Ham's fixtures are not too bad either. They've got Forest away and then Everton at home. And obviously the Man United at home fixture. I think I prefer him from game week 14, which is why I haven't covered him as a differential yet. But if you wanted to go early, West Ham, if they score, Jared Bowen's going to be involved. So that's something definitely to keep in mind. I actually really like him as a differential, but that's just me.
And then we have the biggest game of the week.
Yep. Are United going to score in this game? Are we actually going to score a goal?
I don't know. As long as we don't play Xerxes. Sorry, but...
Hey, what do you guys think of Joshua Xerxes? I hate bashing on players, but he is pretty funny to watch.
He
just doesn't do much. He's slow. It's like he thinks that he's still playing the Italian league.
Yeah, Italian league can suit well because it's slow, but you got to go a bit more half-assed than that.
That's it.
I reckon he'd still be playing well in number 10 position with Hoyland up front. They'd work good partnership, but he still hasn't done it. Ten Hag still hasn't done it.
Yeah.
And he put Maserati in number 10 instead.
I just don't understand why they signed him. What was the point of signing him? To sit on the bench? To be an alternative to Hoyland? Makes no sense. Why would you buy a player if he's not going to come into the team and be better than someone you've already got? Makes no sense to me. Arsenal against Liverpool, the game of the round, Super Sunday. Unfortunately, this game kicks off at 12:30 on Monday morning for us over here in Australia, so that is disappointing. What's going to happen in this game? I feel like this could be
It's going to be a tight game, 0-0, but I reckon Liverpool will score.
I'll take 0-0.
Winner.
David Raya needs a return for me. I'm sick of seeing them concede goals. Either that, if David Raya, I'll take a David Raya penalty save against Mo Salah, and he concedes a goal, because that means that Mo Salah will be dropping points and David Raya will get the penalty points. I'll accept that in my team. And I'll accept that Trent scores a goal against him. That's the only options that I've got. So either concedes a penalty and saves it, or Trent scores a goal and I'll be much happier man. Because that means I'm still getting points. Because what's been happening in the defence this season for most people is you get 1s and 2s because there's been too many goals going in. Too many people conceding sloppy goals. Man City, chief and point. Yeah, give him some time. Those are the games this week. I think the big players... Last week was a low-scoring game week. This week I'm expecting to be better, but not 100% better. Spurs just let him in. 100%. Yeah, Anana is the best. He's the best goalkeeper at the moment in the league, 100%. There's a reason why he was the goalkeeper in the differentials with Pickford this week. He looks good, and he's not owned by that. He wasn't owned by that many people. Let's have a look what he's owned by now. But when I was looking at him before, let's get rid of that. Get rid of Bowen, goalkeepers. He was actually looking pretty good. Like, Anana's sitting at the top. He's 3 points clear of Sanchez. Sanchez is doing well. Has dropped down to third. That's how crap he's been against the good teams to verse. But, Andre Onana, he's been brilliant. He's only owned by 7.2% as well. So, like, when he's popping off, not many people are popping off with him.
He's a differential.
Yeah, he's a good differential. I mean, like me, the sucker, paying up an extra mil for David Raya, who's owned by 30%. Well, the 30%, including me, have seen sweet F all for the last 3 weeks, which has just been bang average. But if there was a week to perform, it's against David Raya, so pull your socks up. Does Darren have Raya? I don't think he does.
No.
No, he doesn't have it. Let's have a look. I'm pretty sure he doesn't have him. Let's have a look. I have to keep scrolling. Can anyone see Darren's name yet?
Oh, 15?
15th. Oh, had to go a fair way down there. He's got Flecken. Oh, shit. Flecken might actually. He might keep a clean sheet this week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come on, Ipswich. Score a goal. Liam to lap. You need to do some masterclass for me. Diesel's going to score. Yeah, he is. He's going to beat. Who are you playing? Oh, he's playing Allen.
I'm playing Allen.
Diesel's got Allen. It's a freebie. It's like versus Darren. Freebie. Xerxes is the Teemu version of the Fellaini. 100% he's the Teemu version of Fellaini.
The Teemu version.
Yeah, Bonatti could be the differential of the season, 100%. Lots of people are on Morgan Rogers like me, but seriously, when I get to game week 12 and I do play my wild card, he is someone that I might actually free up some money in, and I could potentially drop him down to Bonatti from Leicester. I think that's a real good shout. I really like it. Yeah, I think you're the only person I've seen with him and his team. Looks good. He's scoring points. You can put him on the field.
That's what you want.
I don't think there's anything not to like about that. As I said, the only caveat is I don't think he'll go too well tonight against Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest defend really well. So that's just my personal thing there. What do you guys think the score will be in the Liverpool-Arsenal game?
I reckon 1-0.
To who?
Liverpool.
Liverpool.
Late winner.
Trent free kick. I actually think it'll be 0-0. I can foresee 0-0. I tell you, if Saka doesn't play, there is no way Arsenal are going to come out and attack. It's going to be... Holy shit. It's going to be...
Don't tell these English guys what we've got here.
Yeah, I just flicked off and I was like, that was interesting. I've lost my complete train of thought then. What are we waffling on about?
Liverpool versus
Liverpool versus Arsenal. I think it has to be 0-0. I can't see if Saka doesn't play.
There's no creativity.
Which means Arsenal aren't going to score. So then they're going to try and compensate Saliba not playing.
And their defense isn't the best.
Yeah.
There's so many people not playing.
Yeah.
Calafori.
You hate Rodgers. Why do you hate Rodgers? The only reason why I ask is because Rodgers has been, since I've had him in my team, he's blanked when did he blank? He blanked against Man United. And that's it. On the Everton. I've had him for Wolves, Ipswich, Fulham, Man United, and Everton. I brought him after Leicester.
Yep.
Yeah, because I said his XG looked really good.
We got him for Wolves.
Wolves?
Wolves. Yeah.
I got him the week before.
Yeah, I got him for Wolves.
Well, you're lucky then. You did really well. I got him the week before because I needed to get rid of someone. Oh, they had Ahmad. That was when I bought in Watkins and Rogers, and I got rid of Ahmad and someone. I'm not sure who else I got rid of.
He's lovely.
Who did I get rid of? I have to go back and look. Watkins. No, I got rid of Isaac. So Isaac got upgraded to Watkins.
Isaac, yeah.
Ahmad got traded to Rogers. And I took a -4. Maybe I made 3 transfers. I want to know when I did that. It was a good move whenever I did it. It paid off. That -4 was a beautiful move. So I made 2 transfers there. Oh no, hold on, I'm looking at the wrong team. My bad. We'll go back. We'll go to pick team. I know points. And then we're gonna go to where I made 2 transfers. So this one here I didn't go too well. That was when I made. Oh no, that was the one where I got Watkins and Rogers right there. So that was game week 6. Oh no, hold on. Were they my team the week before? Let's have a look. No, they were. All right, I lie. I'm full of crap. All right, this was the week when they came in, when I got 52, because I made the 2 transfers. I took -4, but Rogers did nothing, but Watkins popped off, covered the -4 comfortably.
And Salah. Haaland did well.
Yeah.
Who's your captain?
I captained Salah. I got it wrong. Well, this is the problem. So this is the last week I didn't captain Haaland, and since then I've captained Haaland. He's got me nothing. He's got me crickets. $50 says I beat you this round.
Oh, I reckon it's on.
I want to send me a photo of your lineup. Send me a photo of the. I'll just say what transfer you've done, and I'll happily make a bet. But I want to see what you've done. You've seen what I've done. That's only fair. He's making $50 because he's like, I've paid my triple captain. I know you're not doing it, so it should be a free win. Imagine if you lost. Imagine if you had triple captain on Haaland, and I had captain Haaland, then he blanked, and he got 2 points. And in reality, you got 6 points. I got 4, so I only had to cover the 2. And then Dwight McNeil scores, and Phil Foden starts on the bench and stays there.
And Woody Woodpecker scores.
Yeah, Woody Woodpecker flies off his boat. I reckon that's mad. I reckon potentially that could happen. I don't reckon he's going to tell me. I reckon he's going to sit there, leave me hanging. I don't think his team's any good though. Darren Tucker's team. Let's see if I can predict what he's done. So 30 points. What would you change in that team this week? So he hasn't changed the midfield. He wouldn't have changed the midfield.
It would be.
He hasn't changed Flecken. He hasn't changed Flecken.
Van Ven.
No, I reckon Van Ven stays. He's probably got nothing in the bank. He would have nothing in the bank. So he'd have 1 transfer. I reckon the play he's probably done is
Havertz.
Kai Havertz out. I reckon he's got rid of Havertz because he knows he can't score against Liverpool. And I reckon if Darren is an intelligent man, which is highly doubtable, might I add, highly doubtable, I reckon if he was intelligent and he watched a differential video, which he may or may not have.
The other
But what he should have done...
Get the other Norwegian.
Yes, that is correct. He should have got this bloke. This is what I would have done. Would have saved some money. Where is my boy? I want to bring him in. He's coming in for Ollie Watkins or Chris
Strand Larson.
There he is. I shouldn't have gone that far. He's on the first page. Strand Larson. That's who I would have brought in. I would have brought in Strand Larson. But I reckon that's what he's done. I'll be shocked. He'll probably done something left field, and I'll be like, oh, why did he do that, idiot? But
he even did well against bloody Man
City. Look, Strand Larson. This guy's amazing. He's returned in 4 out of 8 games, and they've had all the difficult games. They've played Arsenal, Chelsea, Forest, Newcastle, Villa, Liverpool, Brentford, and Man City. There has not been a harder run of fixtures all season for any team. And after this week against Brighton, it gets easy. I mean, look at this fixture run. That's beautiful. Check your teams, people. Yep, check them in. Log them in.
We've got 11 minutes. 11
minutes. Have you got any last desperate questions?
10 minutes
Whack
now.
'em in.
10 minutes.
Whack him in. Well, as I said, I'm locked. I'm quite happy with what I've done. I'll just double check that it is a locked in. Haaland is the captain. There's no chips in play. I still want to know what that mystery chip is. What's inside? Imagine if it's like a lucky dip.
Pick whatever.
It's a lucky dip and you open it and it's like an extra bench boost. Or it's an extra triple captain. Or it's
It feels like Mario.
an extra
Mario
wild card.
Mario Kart.
That'd be kind of cool.
Mario Kart just choo.
Like just an extra chip like that. I think that'd be kind of cool. Like build the suspense behind it.
Spit
I
it.
reckon it'd be not bad.
Everyone gets something different.
Yeah, 100%. 100%. A little bit different. Make it all a little bit different. 100%. You ask, I'm not scared. You're scared because you can't tell me what you've done. You're just proving, is he not proving on this chat right now that he's scared because he doesn't want to tell me what he's done, even though he can see my team is locked in? Like, I'm not scared. You can see exactly what I've done. I've forecast it for all to see. Darren is just scared because he knows that he's going to lose. He has no faith in his own team. That's why the only reason why he has not said what he's done. Put money on it. Put money on it. But yeah, I still don't know about the captain option. I feel like Haaland may not be the answer. It could be Brian Mbeumo. It could be Cole Palmer. It could even be Ollie Watkins, fresh off not playing in midweek. Well, playing limited minutes in midweek. Or it could be another one of those weird ones where I was like a couple of weeks ago, I said Trent could be the best captain choice. And he could pop off. He could keep a clean sheet, score a goal, 15 points. Darren doesn't have Trent.
That's a
Does he?
a big.
No, he's got
goal.
Gabriel. So what we don't want is a Gabriel goal, but we'll happily have a Trent goal. Because if Trent scores, he's got Gabriel, which means Gabriel doesn't get the clean sheet. Neither does Raya. I can live with that.
How many
Trent
times
gets
has
a goal.
Trent scored? How many times has he
Well,
scored?
he's due one. He's got to be due one. He hasn't provided too many attacking returns this
Needs
week.
more assists.
When Raul stops scoring, I'll take him out. Yeah, I wonder how long Raul Jimenez has got.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the Fulham run's pretty good. The Fulham run's pretty good for the next few weeks. I mean, I don't rate the Everton game. I think the Everton game should be probably a 3 at this point. I think they're playing much better football. But then they've got Brentford at home who don't defend well. Then they've got Palace away who don't defend well. And then they've got Wolves at home who also don't defend well. And then they've got Spurs who definitely don't defend well. I reckon that there should be different markings for the players. So, like, if you're versing Tottenham, but you're a forward, it should actually be a green because they concede goals.
Yeah.
Whereas if you're a defender versus Tottenham, it should be the red because Tottenham probably going to score goals. That's how I reckon they should do it. That'd be the next level. Like
That's more
the level,
AI. That's more AI. Come
I
on.
know. Well, I reckon I can match AI. AI's predicted teams have been rubbish that I've been watching this season. All right, here we go. If he's an intelligent man, which is highly doubtable, that's how intelligent you, and that's from a teacher. That makes no sense. Well, it is highly doubtable. That's why I was emphasizing the highly doubtable that you're an intelligent man. That makes perfect sense. Maybe you need to go back to school. But yeah, I think that Raul Jimenez should be all right the next few weeks. I think, though, from game week 14 onwards, he's looking like a sell. It's like Chris Wood. Chris Wood in my team, he's been unbelievably good. And he does have a couple of beautiful fixtures up next. He's got Leicester away, obviously, and then he's got 2 home games, West Ham and Newcastle. But then I was like, do I hold him for the Arsenal game and play 5 in midfield? Because in reality, Chris Wood's not going to score. But Arsenal have been conceding stupid goals, so you never know. They might give away a penalty and he scores. But then they've got the Ipswich game in game week 13, which I would really like to have him for. But then he's gone. He's 100% gone after game week 13. He either makes it to Ipswich or he goes in the wild card for me.
Game week 12.
Yeah, he could go in the wild card for me.
Yeah.
because, I mean, like, he can't keep that run going. It's an insane run. He's actually scored more goals than anyone else except Cole Palmer and Erling Haaland, which is
And that
insane.
says
And he's a
something.
32 New Zealander, 32-year-old New Zealander. Take Trent out. Yeah, look, my transfers this week, originally I was actually planning on taking Trent out for 8 Nori and going full budget defence like you, and then bringing in Son. However, I decided not to, and I'm glad I didn't, because now Son doesn't look like he's playing, and I would have been very unhappy with that transfer. So, look, I'm pretty happy with the way it's landed this game week. But Trent, you're right. Trent is in the firing line for me between now and game week 12. I don't like the Liverpool run in terms of how many clean sheets they're going to keep. And I think he could definitely be a sell. But I also think Haaland's a sell. And I think Haaland next week, depending on how well he goes this week, he could be in the firing line. I don't like City's run coming up. I think they're going to struggle without Rodri in there. And if Kevin De Bruyne is still missing, I think that Haaland's chances are going to dry up, which makes me think that it might be better to just sack him off
But they still have
and invest the money in the
Silva.
midfield.
They still have Silver in there, Bernardo,
Mm.
couple more, Foden if he plays, but Silver's probably the only service he gets, I'd say.
Yeah, and Kevin De Bruyne with them crosses. He just finds Haaland.
Yeah, but
It's like
Kevin's just God, man.
It reminds me, I'm going to tell Darren a story here. This is a really good story. So we used to go to training down at the road at Leeming Diamond Court down there. And we went with Suave one time, which you didn't meet, but Darren will know what I'm talking about. And and Kevin De Bruyne hits balls at Haaland like I hit a ball from about 40 yards away while Suave was chucking a piss and it landed bonks on his head. He literally landed bang on his head and he was like, what the? It was brilliant. I was like, first time hit, just bang, 40-yarder. That was like Kevin De Bruyne for Erling Haaland. That's what he's missing. But look, you've got 3 minutes left to do your teams. If you haven't already, have you done yours?
Done mine.
If you've done FPL Challenge, Darren, I know you forgot about FPL Challenge last week because you got a
FPL
big,
Challenge before
fat 0 points in FPL Challenge. You've slinking to the bottom of the league. The only one that's below you now is Bob because Bob forgot about it a long time ago. But FPL Challenge, that cutoff is not in 3 minutes. You can do that throughout the weekend. And yeah, look, that's an interesting thing in and of itself. I think mine here, there I've got Onana, Guardiola, Palmer, and Mbeumo and Haaland. I've actually gone Palmer captain in this particular format, only because of the fact that there's points for passes and chance creation and all that bollocks. So Palmer's actually my captain there instead of Haaland because I'm backing him to actually get some more passing points and whatever. And I think that Palmer's probably going to score against Newcastle as well. So, look, that's what we've done there. That's my team for the weekend. It is locked in. It's saved. I don't have to do anything. No chips are active. Anyone that's playing triple captain this week, good luck to you. I think it's a miracle if it comes off. I wouldn't be playing it. I think there's much better game weeks with potentially much better players in form for those game weeks before you do that. So, look, that's just my thoughts. My opinions. Any closing thoughts, Diesel?
Good luck, everyone. We just hope it's not going to be like last week, which was the shittest week of the whole season. So good luck, everyone, and see how many non-blanks go in.
Well, tonight I've got a vested interest. I've got Justin and Chris Woody Woodpecker tonight, and let's be honest. Last week, I relied on Chris Wood to get me a respectable score of 40. So I can only hope that this week starts in the same way as last week finished, with a Chris Woody Woodpecker Woody goal.
Exactly. Last thing as well, all my friends in my chat, after our first game day, which is Saturday, they're like, this is the shittest week ever. I'm like, wait, patience. It's a weekend full of games. Wait to the end. There's three game days. Wait to the end. and then talk in your chats and your WhatsApps, in your messages, whatever, and that's it.
I
Done.
can't wait till Darren sits there and mans up and just sends me his team. He is scared.
Can't see it now.
You've seen it here first, guys. We are finishing off. That's 1:30. Deadline has passed. You've locked in your teams. They're going to go AFK crazy for a little bit there. I can't wait to log in later on and see Darren's pathetic one transfer in that I predicted on the show. And if you played your triple captain, you're full. I look forward to beating you. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for getting involved in the chat. Make sure you press the like button before you leave. And if you haven't subscribed already, please do so as well. Thanks for watching. That is